It's time for the crew to review. Here comes Captain Marfu's Boo and his silly crew. Time to review.
The utterly uninteresting and adventurous tales of Fred the Vampire Accountant. Man, that was a mouthful. Alright, did everybody read what they were supposed to read this week?
Oh man, we were supposed to read? Can't stand reading.
Well, the nice thing is, this also comes in audiobook form, so you could always just listen instead of reading.
Yeah, I love reading. It just is about almost as fun as eating.
Alright, you guys can start without me and I'll catch right up.
As seen in the picture displayed, this is a book series by Drew Hayes, and it's quite fun. It's about a vampire accountant and all the kinds of weird shenanigans that he gets into, and it's a lot of fun. And I personally really enjoy all the world building that's been set up over the course of these books. We're currently just starting book 6 right now.
Yeah, Fred is a little bit of a homebody. He just wanted to be an accountant, and instead, he had to deal with all the sorts of things that happen when you get turned into a supernatural entity.
The books are all written as a series of short stories that are all interconnected to form a greater narrative. But what's important to note is that the first book spends a long time introducing each of the different characters who are all going to be Fred's friends, and they're developing relationships. You have, of course, Crystal, you have Neil and Albert, you have Amy, and you have Bubba. And each of these characters get a long introductionary story, and then it goes on and has this cohesive ending narrative at the end of the first book. And it keeps going with each of the additional books that go on, and it's very interesting, and it's very good world building.
Wow, now what I liked about this story was the fighting. There were some very interesting battles that happened, especially early on, when you had Fred very new to having to fight. And of course, all of his friends and their unique situations. Of course, there's the agency that has to be brought up, which is sort of like a supernatural police force. Think of like the X-Files on steroids. And this all concludes in the first book with a battle against the vampire that turned Fred into a vampire. And it was great. I enjoyed every second.
And one of the coolest things that is, I gotta say, is that the audiobooks read by Kirby Hayborn are incredible. He's probably one of the better narrators out there. He does all these great voices, every character sounds distinct, and it's a great listen. And of course, books 5 and 6 were dramatized for the full cast. Took me a moment to get used to, but I highly suggest that if you're on Audible, checking this out, because it's a lot of fun, it's really good world building, there's some pretty funny comedy bits. Overall, it's just a really fun time.